Okay, before we enter the first day of school shenanigans, I have to tell you what helps our school run so well, because I do get that question a lot. And it is systems. I know you didn't want to hear it, but true story. Welcome back to Making Everyday Magic. My name is Shauna. If you are new here, we're a homeschooling family of 4. We have entered our 10th year of homeschooling, and today I want to share with you some of the systems that help us find success year after year, day after day, in our home and in our homeschool. Before we go any further, please scroll down, hit the big red subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. As always, you can find me right on down in the comments or over on Instagram at Making Everyday Magic. Like I said, today we're talking systems. Why, Shauna, why are we talking systems? Without our systems, we would fail. It is a very big deal to me that we stay consistent. How do you stay consistent? You use a system. Myself personally, I like systems, and it's not a schedule. A schedule is like time bound. A routine is something that you do over and over. But for me, the systems are what make or break it. And every year I show you and I tell you about the exact same systems that we have. So we have a morning routine, which is our morning system. I have my own, my kids have theirs. And we're going to talk about all of these systems today. We have a system for meal planning and grocery getting. We have a system for laundry. We have a system for chores, which is actually just getting a revamp in our home. We have a planning system, which this year changed and went digital. We have calendar systems because we need to know what everybody's doing everywhere, because everybody's doing a lot of stuff. It's so much stuff. Why am I sharing all of this with you? Because again, we are starting a new homeschool year, which means we are throwing our school system back into our system routines. We have been off on summer. The kids have barely been doing chores. Nobody's doing anything like they're supposed to. So this video will serve 2 purposes. The first being that we are articulating our systems again, and I am sharing them with you, and that's lovely and it's wonderful because it helps my homeschool stay on track and my home. And number 2, getting back into the system because we need a swift kick in the pants to get back into these systems before we do launch into another homeschool year and all of the extracurriculars start back up. So it is very important to me that we are on solid and good footing. I will run you down each one of our systems. I do have individual videos probably here on every system that we have, but without further ado, let's pop over and we're just going to run through them. Why? Because they help my home run. If you want to see anything else a little more in depth, if you have any more questions, let me know and I will circle back and maybe do something a little more specific on that. I will probably share with you like our school systems as we're getting into our school year, so that won't be in this one too much, but I can tell you what we do normally do, even though this year will probably be quite different, but we'll see. Yes, I did make quite a bit of graphics for this video because it helped me organize my brain, and they're cute and I enjoy doing it. So get ready and buckle up for the graphics for the systems. I have included very many photos, graphics, the whole kit and caboodle, and I will explain them as we go along. But here we are. Look at my super cute graphic. Okay, something that I think is pivotal to any system and genuinely anything that I do as a person, as a parent, or as a family member is focusing on the main points. And the keys to success for our systems, for our routines, for our everyday home life is that first and foremost, we treat our family as a team. Everyone's in, everyone matters, everyone has a role to play. We are also incredibly consistent. Consistency is crucial because if it gets done, it is more important than if it doesn't get done. And then communication. We keep open communication because that is a very clear goal for us. As far as our family goes, family is our first priority. We make sure that everyone is on the same team with the same goals. And we do that by being consistent. We do that by communicating, by stressing everyone's place in every bit. And for us, it is very nice. We feel like our family operates and functions very well. Everyone enjoys their role here, as far as we know. And we take that role very seriously because it is important to not only feel like you are part of a team, but to also remember that you are in service to the team for the greater good. And one way that we do that, one way that I love doing that, and I'm so happy to have it back on the wall, is our quote corner. So the girls put these up and they do such a good job. Dad and I were working on a bigger project outside, and I just told them what to do, and they got them up in their street, and they're so good. I would like to offset the color behind these a bit to make it pop a bit more, kind of like I used to have in our old house with the yellow. But I just love having a quote on the wall. I feel like it's so inspirational. It's right where we see it. Every single person in our family sees it every single day. And I know that it is motivating and wonderful, and we enjoy it. So that is very nice having it out in our home, a little inspiration. Now, as far as our parenting goes, our parenting system is that we have very clear communication. We express what we want. We also set the expectations. So we have found in our parenting that we have much greater success with literally everything in parenting if we tell the kids what's going to happen, if we tell everybody what's coming, if we sit down together and let everybody know what's up on the week ahead. I mean, these are the things that really do convey consistent messaging, and I think help everybody stay on the same team, help everybody stay in the same place, make sure everybody's aware of things. Every time that we have had some big kind of things go down as far as behavior wise, it usually always comes back to clear expectations and consistent messaging. So that for us is really big. This is our command center in our kitchen, and I've blurred out any important details because y'all don't need to know my business, but I want to show you what we have. So it's basically a blank calendar in a frame that we use wet erase markers on, a like command center piece that you'll see again here in a minute, and then a week. And for the week, what we do is we put down our standing obligations. So like every Wednesday at 1 p.m. we're at the library, things like that, so that we don't have to kind of rewrite it on every day. And this is just a closer look at some of these pieces. So like our calendar, and we, clear it out, start over every month and get set up for the day ahead. And this is right in the kitchen. Everybody can see it. Everybody knows what's coming. It's been really helpful, even with like the kids' orthodontic stuff. I mean, just having this all on the same page is really huge. So we love having it. And the same thing with our week. It just gives us a place everybody can see it, everybody knows what's coming, and it is giving us that week ahead. Now, you're going to see in a minute the command center that we started most recently. And the reason that I did that is like our grocery lists are digital. And I wanted another bit downstairs to share kind of inspirational quotes, a to-do list, things that need to be cleaned, things like this. And this is what I designed in Canva and then printed. Now, everything that you've seen on this wall is printed just with a printer, and then put inside a clear glass frame. And then we just wet erase right on top of it. And it works like super, super well. For us, it's very visual, it's very tangible, and everybody loves it. I failed to mention that in addition to the wall calendars, we also have color coded family Google Calendar because everybody needs to be able to see everything all the time. The kids don't utilize it as much as my husband and I do, but it is very handy to have that color coded communal calendar. Now, the most important thing that I think you can do to set yourself up for success in the morning is to start in the evening. And that is why I put it first. The evening routine determines the next day's success. And this is what everybody in our house does. Dad makes sure that the dishwasher is loaded the way he wants it loaded and starts the dishes every night, essentially shutting the kitchen down. And I will do the closing chores and just make sure we're on track for the next day's plan, communicating that to everybody. Make sure anything that needs to be prepped for the next day, like if I'm going to cook in the crock pot the next day, I just pull it out just to trigger that memory. If we are going somewhere, I just remind everybody. And dinner prep. So if something needs to come out for the next night, I go ahead and pull that out just because that's how it works best. The kids are responsible for their closing chores, which we'll talk more about in a minute, and making sure anything needs to be prepped for the day. They set their alarm, and then everybody gets to bed at a reasonable time. Okay, so that means that our morning routine starts the night before. If you want to see any more about these specific routines, I probably have a full video here, but if there's something that you want to see, let me know, and I will add that to my list of things to do. So our morning routine does start the night before. Dad will unload the dishes first thing in the morning, which is huge because we've got the dishwasher ready to go. I like to get up before the kids. We've had this discussion many times. I like to have my coffee. I like to feel like myself, do something for myself, get a little work done, possibly check off a chore. And it feels amazing to be able to check a work box, check a house box, check a self box, have a quiet morning. For me, this is whether or not the day is successful starts at the crack of dawn, pre-crack of dawn in the morning, and that is just because that's how I work best. Now, the kids will get up with their alarm. These are their obligations for their morning routine. They get up with their alarm, they get dressed, they get fed, and they pack up if they need to because we've got a lot of days we're out of the house, and then they're ready for school at 9 or before. And it's not a big stickler 9 a.m. Sometimes it's 9:15, but I know that they're moving and making progress, and that is pretty huge. So this is our morning routine. Again, I've shared it a ton on this channel if you want to learn more about that. But that's how our morning goes. Now, our school routine. Our school routine varies year to year as far as what is literally happening, the individual things, but this is how it usually goes. School, everybody's ready to start at 9 a.m. Okay, we start our week with Mom and Me Mondays, meaning mom heavy stuff is front loaded into the week on Mondays. We do 4-day weeks so that we have time to fudge and do fun stuff and whatever else we want to happen in there or catch up if that's what's needed. Both kids, we usually start with group work. So if there's something that they're watching together, like a crash course or whatever, they will usually do that first thing in the morning together. And then they will alternate time with working with me. I usually ask who wants to go first, and the other one will start with independent work. Or if one's up and ready before the other one, they'll go ahead and start their independent work because they like to be moving along. They like to be done. And I have found in our home, especially in our homeschool, that this fosters independence. And then at the end of our school day, they are responsible for cleaning up their specific school stuff and getting it put back on the shelf. Now, I know it's not going to continue to look like my pretty fresh start cabinet, but I can pretend that it will, right? Okay, so here's the big one, chores. These are our philosophies surrounding chores. We actually had everybody sit down and choose what they wanted to do. So we made a master list of things that needed to be done, and we just let people claim them because I recognize I hate unloading a dishwasher, but like my husband doesn't mind it. And so he takes that and I will avoid doing it. And so I thought it was really important to kind of stress that that is that way for everybody. Everybody has something they would rather do or something they would rather not do. And I think it's really important to lean into that for success because people have different things that they favor and different things that they don't want to do. So why would I be battling uphill if there's something that one kid would rather do over the other kid? Our girls do earn allowance based on completing their chores. I don't remember what it is, but it's like $10 or something. And then this year we are digitally tracking via their homeschool gradebook student planners, and we try to stay flexible. There are times when they're just busy. My kids have very busy lives. I'm not asking for perfection, but if you want to get paid, it needs to get done. We are huge fans of you are responsible for your mess. If you make the mess, it's your job to clean it up. So if you use the dishes, it's your job to get them in the dishwasher, things like that. We also are not perfectionists, okay? Yes, we want it done well. Yes, we want it done right, but I would rather that it got done because perfection is the enemy of done. And so we do not stickler on that, but we do teach and train. Now, these are our new chore systems. So I did go ahead and write them on our board here so that everybody can visually see them and clue in on that because it is new. And these are different to us starting this year. We haven't even actually started this yet, but it is on our list of things to do. Now, in the past, you guys know that I have themed our chore charts to our kids and printed them and laminated them and hung them inside their school cabinet, but that's just not something we have anymore. Plus, we are now tracking digitally. So in the past, I have loved, it's one of my absolute favorite things is to theme things for my kids' interests and to make that happen for them. And these are the printed ones, the last ones that we had for this. I think these were actually even in our last house, but I love it. It's a passion project of mine to make little graphics and printables. It just entertains me so much, but digital this year, I'll let you know how it goes. I forgot to show anything for laundry, but our laundry system is that all of the laundry gets done on Thursdays. That's just the day of the week we happen to be home and it's easiest. And as our clothes come off, we actually have a system in our laundry room where they're sorted into 4 different bins, and whether that is lights, darks, don't dries, and whites. And so they sort as they come off of the body. And then on laundry day, we just grab them and start going through them. And I will rotate the laundry around. So get it in, get it into the dryer, and then I lay it out on our bed in everybody's individual piles. And then we come together in the evening sometime to do the laundry as we have time all together. Now, what is one of the largest pain points in, I think, most families' laundry and meals? For meals, I got really frustrated trying to think about what needed to be done, what we're going to eat. It's just, for me, it's very exhausting, that kind of mental effort of always thinking about it. And so I printed a blank calendar. I went through and I thought of kind of general themes that we could stick with. And I just laid it out because I was tired of repeats and I was tired of eating the same thing like every week or always defaulting to the same thing. It really stressed me out. So I made this 4-week cycle rotation. Now you can see I have different themes across the top, but I am very reasonable. At most, we will cook 5 times a week because we do leftovers. We're in, we're out, we're whatevering. Okay, so at most, we cook 5 times a week. Now, some of these meals will make a lot of leftovers and some of them won't. At the beginning of the month, I make a giant pot of sauce. You guys, red sauce, you guys know it goes for 2 spaghettis and 2 lasagnas. That is the only thing in this meal that gets repeated. And I do rotate in other meals if there's something that I'm like, oh, that looks so fun. It looks so great. Let me add that in. And then there's a few things that I have put in for if I'm not feeling something like, oh, it's too hot for soup, we'll add something else in. And those meals are meatball soup, popcorn chicken and mac and cheese, or we'll do like a buffalo chicken. So good. Sheet pan enchiladas, breakfast for dinner, pizza nights. And again, we are sticking with, leftovers and food out and things like that. My family's big leftover family. So anything I can make in a double batch, I totally do. And I do try to cut those corners when I can. So for example, if I'm making sauce at the beginning of the month, it covers 4 meals with leftovers for each one. If I'm making meatloaf, I will double batch it up and throw 1 uncooked full thing in the freezer. And each thing makes 2 loaves. So it's like 4 loaves with 2 in the freezer. These are the things that I personally love. It makes my life so much easier. Now, once I figured out this plan, guys, I went one step further in the crazy train and I went into my Microsoft to-do list because my husband and I will share to-do lists for various things. And I made 5 grocery lists. 5 grocery lists. We have the running grocery list for like, we need milk, that kind of thing. We need peanut butter, things like that. But I went through and mapped out the dinners for every single week. I thought about every single little thing that we might need to make those dinners for week 1 completely possible. And I put them on a list. So dinners week 1, dinners week 2, dinners week 3, and dinners week 4. And then I go stand in my pantry every week when we're going to go grocery shopping. And I check off what I already have. Okay, so there's a lot of things. Like I'm not buying taco seasoning that often. I buy it at a big box store and it just doesn't come up that much. But every week I go clear all these check marks and I put them back at the top. And then I stand in my pantry and I check it off and it is automated and it is done. And then my husband, before we go to the grocery store, my sweet, sweet husband will go in and organize the things that we need by which store we're going to and the layout of the store. And so, yes, I do physically go into the grocery store. I don't mind it. It's actually kind of fun. My husband and I will go on our own, but it's also really easy if we're just doing a grocery pickup. Okay, so this does allow for flexibility. It does allow for leftovers because like my husband takes leftovers for lunch. He would rather do anything but eat a sandwich. Same thing with my oldest child. And it's so easy. And so we'll have leftovers and we never go hungry. And usually what happens by the end of this 4 weeks, to be completely honest with you, is that there is a 5th week of eating whatever we still have in there. Because there's things that didn't get cooked for one reason or another. There are things that we still have so many leftovers, like whatever it is. And we'll eke out another week if possible, just to clear the freezer out because we only have the 1 now, which is weird, but it's okay. So this is just dinners. And then we have running lunches and running breakfast, which the kids are responsible for their own breakfast and lunch, unless it's like a weekend when we're doing like a big, breakfast or something. But this works really, really well for me. I have basically, and the same thing with all of my systems, guys. I automate them and then I forget them. And it's freaking glorious because having to touch something all the time really makes me want to hurt people a lot. So this is gold. Guys, I hope that you found any of that helpful, entertaining, or informative. If you did, please scroll down, hit the big red subscribe button, turn on that bell for notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. While you are down there, you can find me down in the comments or over in Instagram at Making Everyday Magic. Now, I would love to hear from you. What system do you feel like you struggle with the most? Or which system have you nailed down to where it is just autopilot? Because I think that for me is why I love systems so much, is when I can just check out. I've got it in place. It runs well. It runs smooth. Anybody in my home can pick it up because they know how it goes. That for me is like the true marker of success, when it just happens. And that is glorious because there's so much stuff that we have to make happen. If I had to stop and think and devote energy to making it all happen all the time in the same, oh God, no. I honestly think my favorite system is probably our current meal planning, like grocery system, because it's working very well and I love it very much and it makes it a lot easier. So that is kind of fun. It also prevents a lot of like boredom and repeat on the meals, but that's a whole other thing. Anyways, guys, I hope that you will share with us your successful systems or your pain point systems, and together we can keep making everyday magic.